chaos would define what happened today in Parliament. We can reveal how the refusal of the National Assembly leadership to read the mood of the House before the first round of voting led to protests and shouting contests on the floor.
The National Assembly temporary speaker, that is Narok County Woman Representative Soipan Tuya, ignored a loud vote against the president's memo and handed victory to a handful of legislators who were in favour of the motion.
The plenary became ungovernable. The speaker, Justine Muturi, had to be called in to take control of the now out-of-order House.
Ken Mijungu weighed the details on how House of Order was shouted and played into dishonor.
National Assembly Bill number 20 of 2018.
When Soipan Tuya walked into the chambers a few minutes past 2 p.m., the task at hand was no doubt enormous. The National Assembly was to vote on the memorandum from the President after he referred the Finance Bill 2018 back to the House. The most acrimonious clause was that on VAT on petroleum products, which proposed it to slash the 16% by half, but still a steeper demand on Kenyans who have not been paying the fuel tax. The first task was to consider the numbers. For the memo to fall, a mandatory threshold of 2/3 was needed. 233 members of parliament must have voted against it. In the chamber, the system indicated that there were 352 members in the House, 3 members more than the number of legislators in the National Assembly, but that did not stop the session's chairperson from proceeding. And so, Soipan Tuya put the question.
Honorable members, will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Controversially, she awarded the vote to the apparent minority, the ayes. And this was the beginning of a long afternoon for Tuya. The members of parliament protested, and as the standing orders demand, where there is a doubt, a second vote is taken through the division. But first,
I now direct the clerks under Standing Order 62 to take a head count.
As the uproar and temperatures rose, some members of parliament walked out of the chambers strategically to bring down the numbers and weaken the fight against the president's plan. The doors to the chambers were then locked on orders from the chair. Some were even taken into a room next to the chambers where they were closed in, while others watched from the screens in parliament's lobby. These are some of the members of parliament who walked away at the crucial time, bringing down the numbers. They included Minority Leader John Mbadi, Minority Whip Junet Mohammed, and Kajedo East Member of Parliament Peris Tubiko, amongst others.
The majority leader came and started pushing people to go out, and even he locked some people in the toilet.
And the majority leader was bold and unapologetic on this.
The leader of majority, like the leader of majority in the House of Representatives, in the Congress, employs a number of tricks to make sure that the government agenda is complied with.
I now direct the clerks under Standing Order 62 to take a head count.
Back in the chambers, a physical count revealed that there were only 215 members left in the House, a number below the threshold needed to successfully vote out the amendment. This meant that the memo, with all its implications in tow, stood approved, paving way for its adoption and debate on individual clauses in the memo. This led to widespread protests. The Speaker would then step in to calm the House down. His efforts, however, were met with resistance. Muturi will then allow the members to vent. All the 10 representatives chosen from the plenary confirmed to him that indeed the nays had their say and must also have their way.
The chair had satisfied herself that we were more than 232 in the House.
Swali likaulizwa, na swali lilipoulizwa, wabunge wote kwa kauli moja wakakubaliana na kupinga na kusema ya kwamba hawatakubali kama wanavyotaka, ila kama wanavyotaka Wanjiko.
What is expected is people to stand wherever they are
if they want to go for a division. I can confirm, Mr. Speaker, nobody stood. Instead, people started walking out.
And we took the vote. Mr. Speaker, sir, thereafter we were being forced to go into a further voting after we had already done.
Following the revelations, the House resolved to take another vote under the guidance of the Speaker. He, however, said that the previous vote passed, citing evidence on the procedure registered in the Hansard. And after all, what could be described as games on numbers and votes, the President had his way in Parliament. Ken Mijungu, NTV.